What's up guys, it's me Karim, and this is AreWeFamousNow. As you can tell by the title, yeah, I almost died. And I'll tell you how in today's story. I used to go work out a lot at Bally's. Me and my friends, we signed up for Bally Total Fitness, and we've had a certain time that we would go there and work out. My friends got lazy and then they stopped going, and I would still go. So I went and I was doing workouts for my back and workouts for my waist, lower back. So it was really all back and lower back workouts. And then on that day, my brother's bike was there, so I took the bike to the gym and then I was leaving with the bike. I was enjoying the weather. The weather was beautiful. It was early. I finished my workout, and now I'm gonna go ride my bike home. This happened around July 21st. I remember like it was yesterday. I took my bike and I was cycling out of the gym. I decided to take the longer way home. I didn't want to go the short way home because I wanted to enjoy the bike ride. So I went around the gym and I went through the other way. I was riding my bike on an intersection that goes into a highway. So the street is like on a neighborhood area and then it verges into a highway road. And me, like an idiot, I have never in my life rode a bike like that in an area like that. So I didn't know what the signals meant. I was riding and, you know, dodging and weaving through cars and cars that are just waiting at the red light. And I was like, yo, you know what? I'm gonna make this even longer. So I went the other way, and there was a street with all these cars just lined up, you know, with their brakes on, and that gave me the idea that these cars are stopped at a red light. Okay? So I was going through them, and then I decided to cut in between the cars, which was the biggest mistake I've made in my life. I could have lost my life that day. I cut through the cars, and I saw a van coming from the other side. I literally got on my bike and sprung myself as hard as I can, seeing that van, because I knew that I was not going to be able to stop. So then I tried to spring out of the bike, but it still got me, and the van still hit me. The bike was crushed, and I went flying. I remember it so vividly when I got hit by the car. I wish someone got it on camera. You know, the cars that had their brakes on and they were in a line waiting, they were stopped at a red light to make a turn, which is the dumbest thing ever, because here in New York, when it's a red light, you can't make a right turn. So that made me think that it was a red light and that they're stopped and the other cars coming from the other side are stopped, and then all the intersection cars are just going through. When I got hit by the van, it was a huge thump. And I swear to God, I felt like I was flying. I literally felt myself like a rag doll in the air. You ever play those video games where you like attack or hit someone with a car and then you just see their body fly up in the air? Yeah, I got hit pretty hard. I went flying in the air, and the worst part was the landing. I swear I could have counted 20 seconds I was in the air. And then I hit the ground really hard, and then I started skidding. Then I finally came to a stop. And I got some intense rug burn all over my body. Imagine, you know, taking your hand and going on a rug, a really like coarse rug, and just rubbing your hand on it really fast. Basically, that was my whole body on the street, because I couldn't stop it. I was literally like sliding, and then I was like plop, and then I was like sliding, and then I was like plop. I was like, oh my God, this is really bad. I think I'm gonna die. As I always say, if you get hit or something really bad happens and you get, you know, hurt, always move your toes, make sure that you're not, you know, paralyzed, and everything should be good to go. I was knocked out for a few seconds, and then I woke up and I was like, oh my God, what just happened? And then I just stayed. A whole bunch of people started coming. They're like, no, you gotta stay down, don't move. I was like, what the fuck? What's going on? I mean, I feel like I'm alright, don't move. Which is, you know, always a good measure, because you don't want to move and you don't feel something that probably, you know, puncture something or just make it something worse. You know, I had my first cell phone at that time. I remember what it was. It was the T-Mobile Shadow. That was the cell phone I had. I went to check my waist, because I always had it on my waist, because I had those little cell phone carriers. And then I noticed the cell phone carrier was burnt and half gone. And I looked and I was like, oh my God. I started crying because my phone wasn't there. Yeah, I was a little kid. I didn't cry because I was hurt. I didn't cry because I got hit by a van. I didn't cry because my bike was damaged and beyond repair. I was crying because I lost my cell phone. Where's my cell phone? Oh, my dad's gonna kill me. It's amazing how, you know, we're so materialistic, man. I'm thinking about the cell phone, and I'm not worried about myself, and that, you know, my dad probably would worry about me more than the cell phone. It's just our mentality as people, you know. It sucks. But yeah, some lady was scared, and she came. She was looking all over for it. You know, she was really nice, And then she found the cell phone, she gave it to me, she's like, is it this one? I was like, yes! I got so happy, dude. And I think, I had a very strong connection with the Shadow because, I had, games on it, and I used to play Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis on it, and I actually hacked it myself and made that, happen, which was something very special to me because that phone was so, customizable and unique. The ambulance came, and then they started taking me in, and I was like, yo, thank you so much for helping me, man. He's like, yo, don't worry, man, this is what we do, and they picked me up, they put me on the stretcher, and they took me into the ambulance. Then they noticed there was blood coming out of my waist. So when they were checking, like my body, if there's any blood or damage, they took out their fingers and they're like, oh, there's a lot of blood here. We're gonna have to take off your jeans. I was like, wait, what? Like, don't worry about it. We're gonna take it off for you. I was like, okay, but how? So then they took out these big scissors and they're like, we're gonna take it off, literally, alright? I was like, no, those are my favorite jeans. Those are really expensive. They're like, they didn't even respond. They just started cutting through my jeans, man. My favorite jeans. They cut through it, like literally they cut up through it from the side, so then you could open it up like that, and then they just cut the whole thing off. So I literally had booty shorts on in the ambulance, which was really embarrassing. But they cut it off to make sure that it wasn't anything serious, and luckily it wasn't. It was just bruises and rug burns. And Elmhurst Hospital, one of the worst hospitals I've ever been to. And if you're gonna go to it, you might as well die, because they're not gonna really take care of you. When I was there, they tended to me. They kept me there for 3 days. And out of those 3 days, they probably saw me for like 4 hours. Now I know they're busy and whatnot, but they didn't have to keep me that much at their place. And I was in the bed for 3 days, dude. I only got up to pee and that's it. And it was pretty bad because I needed to exercise my body. So when they finally discharged me, they let me walk out, and I had a cane, and I was literally walking like an old dude. I couldn't walk, and I felt really nauseous, and I was like, I looked like a crazy person. I had those little, gowns that they give you at the hospitals, and my butt was hanging out, and I was just walking with my cane in public in the middle of the street, like holding onto the banister, waiting for someone to pick me up from my family. It was pretty bad. From that day on, it really, really made me think. Before then, I was always upset, always wanting more, never happy with what I have. On that day, I could have died. Could have lost my life. Could have been paralyzed. And I could have not been able to do what I am doing today, and basically, it would have turned out to be really bad. It made me a lot more thankful for what I have, no matter how big or small it is. And to never really want anything more, just to go towards my dream, but appreciate and be grateful for what I have as I'm doing that. It taught me a lot that day. It changed me as a person. It was something huge. I mean, you see from the pictures, this was a pretty bad accident. I mean, look at that bike. If my foot was in place of that wheel, I would have lost my leg. You know what I mean? Whether it was my quick thinking or just pure luck, I'm thankful that I'm here today. I still have the scars all over my body from that accident, and they're never going away. And they remind me. It's a constant reminder to be thankful, to not complain, to know that there's serious issues out there. People losing their lives every day, people losing their ability to live their lives every day. They told me at the hospital, they're like, you're really lucky. You have no broken bones, no internal injury, and just scrapes and burns and bruises. That's it. Came out like a champ for me. And I'm so thankful for that. And I want you guys to think about that. Be thankful for what you have. May not be much, but believe me, to other people it might be a lot. And do not compare yourself to others who have more. Just look at the people who have less, and then you'll realize your place, and you'll be so thankful. And that's what I'm doing every single day. It's not about having more. It's about knowing how to live your life with what you have and chasing your dreams, but not feeling down when you don't have everything that you want. Because in reality, it might not be what you want. I thank God for that day. I thank nature, I thank physics, I thank everything that kept me here, still alive, able to talk to you guys and tell you the story. I'll tell you one thing before I go. Some of you are probably like, no, it's okay to complain. You don't know how people's lives are. I guarantee you, people who are living in rough times, people who are living a hard life, don't have time to complain. Because they are dealing with it. They are dealing with their issues. If you have time to complain and time to say this and that, then you really don't have any problems. Because you're sitting comfortably and everything's okay for you to complain. So remember that. A lot of people out there have really, really bad lives, really harsh things. And sometimes there's people complaining out there that have a lot more and that people would kill for. Alright? So that's pretty much it. Be grateful, son, and I'll see you next time.
Tonight.